So whilst taking a look at your data, you might notice that certain electrodes seem particularly noisy. If you've been following these tutorials, you'll have noticed that during data inspection, we noted that T8 for this dataset was quite noisy and excluded it from the ICA decomposition. Links to these other videos can be found below. If I show you the data quickly, you can see that it's noticeably noisier than the other electrodes. I always set my scale to somewhere between 70 to 100 Hz, as this is the typical threshold for artifact rejection. This means that if the channel exceeds this range, it will cause the trial, once we've segmented the data, to be rejected. If an electrode is consistently exceeding this range, so the noise in the channel seems to be bigger than this range that we've set, it's going to mean you'll probably lose a number of trials and might be worth interpolating. Interpolation, put simply, involves recreating one electrode from its surrounding electrodes. So to interpolate an electrode or electrodes, select Tools, Interpolate, select from Data Channels, and choose the noisy electrode. Choose spherical, as this is the most commonly used interpolation method, and then run. If you want to, you can save the dataset here, but assuming you're going to continue to run further pre-processing operations immediately after this, it's not always necessary to do so. Importantly now, inspect your data and ensure that the channel appears cleaner. It's always a good idea to double check that you've not accidentally specified the wrong electrode for interpolation. And voila, we have a much cleaner signal from T8. It's important to note down the electrodes that you've interpolated for each dataset, as this is something that any good pre-processing section reports, and it's quite difficult to get this information back out of the dataset if you haven't noted it down at this point. As a function in EEGLAB, interpolation is fairly simple to carry out, but whether or not it's an appropriate thing to do for a given dataset takes some thinking. So have a look at the tutorial on my website on interpolation if this is something that you need to read around a little further.